Hello, everybody. Welcome to the market close. And of course, the second day of our giveaway. So we're going to be giving away a free membership to the channel. That will, of course, be coming up a little bit later after, of course, the bell, which will be hopefully promptly at 4. I think I was a few seconds off yesterday, but I'll do my darndest to get it up and running the right way. Yesterday, so many of you guys were here. I was really impressed. We had a good crowd going yesterday, and I'm sure I've already seen people starting to pile in now. So I think we're going to have a good crowd today too. And wait now, it is looking like a green day. So if you guys notice the lights behind me, if you notice that little background color on the wall, it's green because the market's green. So if the market goes red, and I'm going by, for us, we'll use the TSX, but both markets are in the green. The TSX is actually up 67. I was going to say 67%. Yeah, that would be a great day. It's up 0.67%. The S&P 500 right now is currently sitting up at 0.17%. All right, let's jump into some, give me a second here. I am going to pull up some stuff here. We'll pull up the heat maps. So just give me a second here. I should have already had this up and queued already. That's on me. Here we go. Here is the heat map for the TSX. I'm going to pull this back over. As you can see, a lot of green going on over here. Look at the finance. I'm just going to zoom in on the finance here. Look at this. Royal Bank up 1.7%. BMO up 1.93%. That little video I did recently where we basically ranked them, it said BMO is going to be the one to watch. And right now, yeah, they're definitely one of the ones to watch. Although look at TD. TD up 1.99%. So that's pretty darn cool. All right, let's just go back to the main heat map. So when you look at the heat map, and right now, I just want to look at the winners. So I'm going to remove all of our losers here from the heat map. And let's look at some of these big winners. Look at Shopify. Oh, just changed. It went up to 4.01%. So if any of you guys are in Shopify, holy banana bread. CP Rail's doing really well today, 1.93%. Look at Brookfield. Look at some of these Brookfield companies are up. So BIP.UN is up 3.52%. And let's see, who else is really kind of interesting here today? CNQ always up, of course. So yeah, and if we want, we can look over at the US map, and you'll see it's not as green. It's a little bit more on the red side. Look at this, Microsoft, second day in a row that they're down, minus 2.47. Amazon. Looks like the tech stocks are not doing that great. Like, look at this technology sector. Just going to make it a little bigger. Look at all the red in the technology sector over there. That's interesting. Oracle's down. Adobe's down. Wow, this is just Google and Meta. Well, Meta's been down a lot. This is interesting. It's an interesting trend. It's definitely a little bit different from what we have been seeing. So that's the heat map for today. It's pretty kind of cool. When we look at, and I'm just going to park this here for a moment. There we go. When we look at some things like today, right now, Bitcoin's had a very steady day. It hasn't really gone up and it hasn't really gone down. It's sitting up right now currently at 0.06%, 42,914 USD. Oil's up a little bit, up 2.75%. Gold, not much going on with gold today, but they are up 0.42%. So yeah, it's looking like a very interesting day on the market, but it is a green day. That's what counts. Let's see if we can finish off tomorrow with another green day. It'd be great to finish this week and have an overall green week, I think. All right, let's quickly say, holy banana bread. Yo, you guys have been busy here. Let's take a look and see what's going on in a chat. So Paul had a problem with updates on Blossom. Apparently the first one was causing some lockups on his Android, but the second one, and there's my response to him, seems like the second one seems to have fixed the problem. Vineet's in the house. Hey, Vineet. And we got JJ saying, hey, Candace and all. And Paul saying, hey, all. Change to Spare is in here saying hi all. And Massive Green Day like cheese. It's nice to have some Green Days. We got Bleak in the house. Hey, Bleak was one of our winners yesterday of a channel membership. So shout out to Bleak for that. Usama is saying, yo, yeah, absolutely. Skiz is saying, hello all, I'm here for the bell. Yes, and let me look. Okay. Oh, it's only 3:50. we got 10 minutes for the bell. All right. I think we're okay right now. Paul says Mr. Fed doesn't like ATD, so Alimentation Couche-Tard, Dollarama, and Stella Jones today, all low yield and growth stocks. Interesting. Definitely interesting. How come I don't the icon tiles on the stocks? Not 100% sure what you're asking me, Skits. How come? Okay, well, let me know. Clarify that for me. Let's see. Equal weight, National Bank, Royal Bank, and the good old Toronto Dominion Bank. Yeah, absolutely. Chad's in the house. Hello, Chad. And Muggsy made it. Welcome to the show, Muggsy. Chad sold his TD today. And as you guys saw on the heat map, TD was up. So that hopefully you made yourself a half decent profit there, Chad. Change to Spare. TOI is up 4.02%. Nice. Paul says, so today was a good day to rebalance if buying HD, Visa, Costco, Microsoft. Oh, yeah, look at that. Definitely true. Because with that tech down, tech's going to come back. So if you're looking for an entry point, this could be heading in that direction for you guys. H-bar up, ADA up. Yeah. I think overall, like I am pretty bullish on crypto, I think going into 2024. I think 2024 is going to be a big year. We got a lot of different things going on. One, we got all of the nonsense that was happening with Binance. That's all taken care of. We've also, I would just say that 2023 was basically pruning out a lot of the bad apples within the crypto community so that people can have a bit more confidence with it. And now we've got a situation where we're probably going to see a spot ETF, of course, this year. Well, not this year, 2024 in the US. We already have them in Canada, but that's going to allow people to have an easier access into that market. And that's going to pump a bit of money into it. We also have the halving coming up as well. So the halving is going to also be very interesting for Bitcoin. So I see some profits there. I do see some profits there. Let's see. JJ says, received the couple of dividends today and broke my heart to be averaging up instead of averaging down usually. Yeah, you know what, guys, as we start to move into better market times and as we move towards a bull market, you're going to be averaging up a lot as you continue to DCA or buy your way in. Now, there will be corrections along the way. That's the beautiful thing. Like a bull market, and even with a bear market, you guys have just are coming out of a bear market. I mean, you guys have seen we've had some, you want to call it corrections in the bear market or dead cat bounces. I mean, it doesn't matter what you want to call it. We've had a bit of movement, and you will find that in the bull market too. We'll have days where we just might have an insanely red day. And those are great days, of course, to buy some of your favorite stocks and get a little bit of a discount. Not the same kind of discount that we can get right now. Chad says 8% off TD, waiting for VDY to drop or VFV. Nice. Those are some good stocks. I do like Vanguard. Vanguard, I think, I find they're one of the more well-managed, and they've been around, they've been around for a very long time. Well, before even ETFs, they used to do mutual funds back in the day. Chad says, relocate profit to there. Okay. Paul says, broken even with CNQ and lowered position to equal my average position. Made mistakes before buying more to lower cost. And then you have too much if it doesn't do well. Absolutely. You know what? You will make mistakes. One of these things, and I always want to address this, especially for newer investors. Sometimes when you make a mistake and you know you made a mistake after the fact, don't beat yourself up about it because it's part of investing. It doesn't matter. Like even the best person who understands the markets better than anybody, even they're making mistakes, and it's gonna happen. It'll happen to you. It'll happen to me. Just pick yourself up. Always look at a mistake as an opportunity to learn, opposed to anything else. So they will happen. Trevor is in the house. Hey, Trevor, good to see you. Paul says my. I just want to call whatever the NA. I think North America instead of National Bank. So my National Bank and Royal Bank are up 10% since November. And that's when you entered. Nice. That's nice. I mean, banks are going to come back up once we get on the other side. Now, if you think about these rate cuts, that's going to make things really interesting. Especially yesterday, where the Fed said they're looking at perhaps 3 rate cuts in 2024. I wouldn't be surprised if Canada follows suit. So we'll have to see how that's all going to work out in 2024. But I think it's going to be pretty darn cool. Let's see. Asish says, just finished watching your last month's video of ATD, Alimentation Touchtard. Alimentation Touchtard. Sometimes I get that word. Sometimes I get that perfect. And then other times my tongue gets twisted into a pretzel. And you bought a few today. What do you think? I do like, I mean, Alimentation Couche-Tard is one of these stores. I think that it's going to be hard for them to ever fail. There's a high demand. Basically, I mean, they're in the convenience store market, and convenience stores, they're kind of a staple. I mean, I think that's not going to change. Even in a recession, I think they're going to be very recession proof. So I definitely like them. Jonathan, I won't miss the bell this time. Nope. Hopefully I don't get distracted and miss the bell, but we're gonna do the bell. I got the bell. I bought a bell for this whole series, so it's gonna be good. ATT is great and well, absolutely. Managed company. All right. I'm the first person to admit my mistakes. I just don't make any. Oh, absolutely. You see, here's my philosophy. I don't make the same mistakes twice. After I make a mistake, I learn from it, and then I find some kind of brand spanking new mistake that I can make. So we'll see if I can find a new mistake somewhere down the road. Even the REITs are up. If you got in at the end of October into November, yes. And this is, I've actually got a video coming out early next week on REITs. And I got to say, I'm thinking we're at a really good entry point for the REITs, because with what's happening, the fact that the hikes are over, most of the pain is behind them. They're still paying ahead, of course. Yes, absolutely. They're still paying high interest rates, but it's not going to get any worse than it is now. So I think we're at a point where a lot of the bottoms on the REITs are in. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure of that, and that means they're going to start coming back up. Now, keep in mind, with a REIT's not really designed for growth, but they're down big time because of between the bear market, mostly the bear market, they're down, and the rate hikes. That has put them down in a hole. So if you were to zoom out, when you look at a REIT, if you zoom out and look at the 10 years, you'll see that for the most part, it's been sticking at one particular level. And then all of a sudden, we're now way down from that level. So I think they have the potential to grow back up to that level. Not really go much higher above that, perhaps a tiny bit, but not a lot. So I think there's a lot of money to be made on that little ride back up. And if you like the passive income, you can always keep them and keep the passive income going as well. I love the Alimentation Couche-Tard pronunciation, Candace, spot on. I practiced. I practiced. When I first did my first Alimentation Couche-Tard video, I really practiced because I did not want to butcher that. Pretzels. Yes, pretzels are good. I don't eat them. I try to stay away from salt, but that's the one problem with a pretzel. Pretzel's not good unless it's covered in salt. Paul says, when I have $1 balance and not enough to buy one share, will fractional but ATD? It's one of these things. Some people, I know people out there who, even though fractional shares are available on Wealthsimple, I know people out there who are like, no, I want a whole share. But yeah, no, I mean, fractional is not bad. If you're on Well Simple, and you can also, if they also have drips enabled for that stock, you can almost automate the whole thing as well. So that's not a bad thing. Paul says CRT. Um, yeah, absolutely. I like CRT. JJ says, ever thought about dabbling in Middlefield's REIT split core? So rs.to. I have looked at rs.to. I have this thing about split cores. I love split cores when the markets are strong, but I do find, and it's not all split cores, but I do find a lot of times with a split core in really dire market conditions, they can sometimes really get into situations where they start suspending dividends and things like that. And I think a lot of people who are into like DFN and that, I think they've seen this through the bear market, some of the issues that were there. So for me, I'll get back into split cores once I feel like we're back on the climb and not just sort of treading water, hoping that we're on the climb. Mario says, I sold one REIT and will get another REIT with a better balance sheet. Yeah, sideways movement. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so with the $1 to $100,000 challenge, I said I'm going to add a REIT this time around. I actually think I'll probably go with everybody's favorite Ryokan to start off with, but there's a lot of really good REITs out there. Oh dear God. Oh, wow. It's 2:01. Oh, there we go. There's a loud one. The market stayed open an extra minute. Holy banana bread. Thanks, Skiz. I will get it on time tomorrow. We should have a poll. Will Candace hit the bell on time? Yes or no? Well, yeah, okay. So that's 2 days. I've had to be reminded to hit that bell. We'll get it right tomorrow. Yep, the bell. Absolutely. Ding, ding, ding. Oh yeah, DFN. Whoops. Oh yeah, DFN and such weren't paying anything for months. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. And I knew people who were like, "Oh my God, DFN is so cool with that really high dividend." And I know, I think, oh God, about 2 years ago, I was talking to somebody and they were like, why should I be diversifying? I should just throw everything into split cores because they have such high dividends. I'm like, no, that's a bad thing. Yeah, absolutely. And yes, Mario, the market is closed. Let's see. Hey, C, can you add this to your list? HPYT. All right, let me do that right now. I'm just going to throw up my list and I'm going to write it in here. HYP, and that was that was a T, I think. There we go. HPYT. Let's put this down again. HPYT. There we go. So yeah, when you guys want to do want me to do a deep dive, all you got to do is just leave a comment on anything that, any video, even on this. And I'll go through those and I'll add it because I read every comment I get. And I also reply to every comment I get. So here's the other thing too. If you're a channel member, then reply on something that, shows, like, for example, go into the community tab and look for something that was specifically for a channel member or just on a channel member live stream. That way there, I know you're a channel member and I give those a little bit of extra preference. So, Bleak, for example, won a channel membership yesterday. So that means this one will get a little CM after it. I'm just going to put that there. That way there, because I know it's a channel member, it'll move it up a little bit faster. Okay. The bell has passed. That means it is time to give away a channel membership. So let me just get this thing going here. All right. Who's going to win today? Who will win today? I don't know. Let's find out. All right. The deed is done. This should be coming through at any moment. Come on. Let's see. Oh. All right. Who won it though? Who wins? And Chad wins. So Chad has won a membership. Awesome. Congratulations, Chad. And it's always great when the person's here and I'm like, Yahoo! That is awesome. All right. And Jill's like, oh no. Yeah, it's because I missed the bell. I was late. Let's see. I find with Wealthsimple, the prices change from close to later in the day. Yeah, I mean, they do. I mean, and this is kind of my best hypothesis with Wealthsimple is if you ever look at somebody who shows you after hours trading, you'll see that the prices on your favorite stocks, they're still moving even when the market is closed. Now, a lot of people don't show that. Sometimes Wealthsimple, I find, does. And one way that you can look at this is if you are on a broker that allows you to update your price, if you go to do a sale or a buy in the middle of the night or something, look at the price it's offering, and it's usually different. It usually shows you an idea of where it's at. So that is kind of an interesting thing. Paul says no free lunch with high dividends. No, there is no free lunch ever. It's just that a lot of times, depending on the funds, you're not getting, you may be getting a huge dividend, but that money's still coming from somewhere. So in some cases, it might be return of capital, or it might just be that. Well, I mean, the price goes down anyway. Anytime you hit X dividend day, if you've declared, a big chunk of dividends, that money has to come out of your market cap. So that does come out, and as a result, your price pretty much falls down the amount of the dividend. And then most companies, though, if the company's healthy, it's going to start, getting that price back pretty darn fast. But yeah, sometimes it does that. And that's why, like, when somebody says, when's the best time to sell a stock? Well, the best time to sell a stock is the day before the ex-dividend day, normally in a normal cycle, just because that's when it's going to be the highest. You never want to sell a stock on ex-dividend day because you're going to be in a situation where if you sell it immediately, you're probably going to, it's going to kind of cancel out. Even though if you owned it at ex-dividend day, you're getting the dividend, but you don't want to sell it to the point that it kind of cancels out the dividend. So you're probably going to hold it. Like, I know a lot of times, like if I'm doing dividend capture, what I will do is I will buy it before the ex-dividend date, and then I will, once I've crossed that, I will then sort of chart the price after the ex-dividend date and let it come back up before I sell it. And that's why I try to I'll usually look historically at that particular stock to see if it historically tends to recover pretty fast if I'm doing something like that. So anyway, Bleak says, thanks much. Excuse me. Let's see. Mike A says, have H-band and MPay. Stephanie added some MRU and DOL today, both -4% for the day. So Dollarama, yeah, they were down a little bit. I'm very bullish on Dollarama. I think, that's one of these companies that Dollarama and Alimentation Couche-Tard, I think the two of them together are a very, very strong recession-proof bundle, if you want to call it that. JJ says, in that case, could you add Call, Life, and Base to your list? Not sure if you ever did a deep dive on those. Yeah, we'll add it. I will look at them. I think I've definitely touched them in lists. I don't know if I've done one I don't think I've done a straight on one for them, deep dive that is, but I have definitely had them in my list. So I'll definitely add them to the pool. Now keep in mind, just because they get added to the pool doesn't guarantee they still have to get voted. So because I always do the voting. Jonathan says, I hope I win again. Yes, absolutely. Well, here's the thing, though, Jonathan. Right now, you already have a membership, so you can't win. But I am looking at, just to sort of put this out there, I think I told the channel members this, not the new ones, but the older ones. One of the things that I am going to do for the channel members is I'm looking in early 24 of rolling out the first of the merchandise. So I'm thinking of when I do launch merch, I'm going to have a piece of merch, whether it be a t-shirt or a hat or whatever it turns out to be. I'm gonna have one as a prize for, that we'll draw from the subscribers. So we'll use one of them, those, I don't know what you call them, a subscriber bot that does random subscriber draws. So we'll do one for the subscribers. But then I'm going to do one for the channel members, and I'm going to do two for the channel members. That way, your odds are really much better for that. And the channel members can win the subscriber one as well, but that'll be up to the bot, I guess that's what you call it. JJ says, "Congrats, Chad." Yeah, me. Thanks to you. Awesome. Vineet says, "Yes, Paul, I agree," and then a thanks all. All right. Rivian signed up to equip AT&T fleet. That could be interesting for Rivian, that's for sure. I mean, AT&T, I mean, they're huge. Pretty much, if you think of the American version of Rogers, AT&T is what falls into my mind. They're very, very similar companies. Mario says, "I added ATD, Parkland Fuel, ZSP, and VDY. I had to hesitate for a second on that Z because I keep wanting to say Z. And that's just because I used to work with a lot of Americans. And if I said Z, they'd never understand me. So we'll keep that going. I would definitely buy banana bread merch. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. We'll definitely have some banana bread merch. Absolutely. JB's in the house saying hello all. Hello, JB. You're in towards the end of the stream, but you know what? It doesn't matter. You're here. You're here. You can always catch the beginning and the stuff that you missed a little bit later. A banana bread onesie I'd buy. That'd be interesting. Yeah, so I mean, when it comes to merch, and just kind of off the top of my head, is we got the banana bread stuff. I'm also thinking of making some merch with Mr. Math on it as well, because I've got a few people who just absolutely love Mr. Math for whatever reason. So, so that would be two things that I can think of: Mr. Math and banana bread head, or banana bread, not so much a banana bread head. So, Paul says, "You get 2 views today. My phone on mute and Android TV." Oh, Paul, you're spoiling me. Holy cow. That's kind of cool. Now, here's the other thing, too. Those of you who are channel members, by the way, you guys get to watch your videos sooner than everybody else. So tomorrow's video, which for the regular folks comes out at 1 p.m., I've already uploaded it. You guys can watch it right now. It's a deep dive on EQ Bank. So if you're a channel member and, and Chad, who just won a channel membership, you got the option of watching that as soon as the stream is over. Or heck, you could even leave the stream if you really, really want to see the EQ Bank right away. But wait till the stream's over. It's always play. Oh, by the way, I always forget to say hit the like button, but let's hit that like button, everybody. Turn it nice and blue. I think most of you are really good at hitting the like button anyway, but never hurts to remind folks. Oh, this is going to be so cool, and this is only day 2. So we got this going on day 3. I'm even going to pop on Saturday to do the draw. Saturdays will be pretty darn short, but here's the thing: I'll pop on to do the draw on Saturday, and if there's a bunch of you there and you're throwing the questions at me, then we may certainly have to stay on a little bit longer. Sunday, though, we will still be giving one away, but it's going to be on this week, and this week will be normal as can be. JB says, "I wonder what the best REIT would be to jump into." That's a good question. It depends on what your goal is. Like, I think I'm kind of gambling a little bit with RioCan, because RioCan is one of these REITs that I've noticed has this ability to bounce back from downtimes pretty fast. So that's kind of where I'm putting my boat. I'm mooring it with the RioCan, but I think there's a lot of really good ones out there. And as I said, I'm going to be doing a video on REITs for my first video of next week. So that would be the Tuesday video, or if I have it finished on Monday and you're a channel member, you can watch that on Monday as well. Mario says, "Mr. Math is needed with any stock purchase." Yeah, it's like buy a stock and get Mr. Math for free. That'd be funny. Um, yeah, it's kind of one of these neat little things here. I always watch your videos. Thank you, Chad. I appreciate that. I always watch my videos too, so we have that in common. Well, I probably watch them more than I want to because I'm watching parts of it over and over again as I'm doing the editing and stuff like that. JJ says, dang, attempting me to get the channel membership just for the deep dive tomorrow. I'm bullish on EQB. Well, JJ, it's the price of a cup of coffee. So I'm just going to put that out there. And there's a little $sign below where you type in your comments. You just hit that. You go in, you sign up, you're done. It's there. So, or if you could, or, you can hold out till tomorrow as well. I mean, both are good for sure. Mario says no office REITs. Yeah, those are going to be the ones that I think I would be a little bit hesitant to. Now, I haven't done my deep dive screening yet on the REITs, and I'm going to find some REITs I think that perhaps people don't know about. Who knows? I'm going to see which REITs I'm going to look for some that actually have performed through the bear market as well. So we'll see what I can find. If it's a worst case scenario where it's just, look, these are all down, they've all been down for a year, but here's some opportunities to get in, then we'll certainly do that as well. Yay, end of dat. And let's see here. LOL at Mario. And what do we got here? Oh, we got a couple of cups of coffee there. Yeah, the coffees are definitely a good thing. Like, there's tons of ways to interact and to support the channel. A channel membership obviously is one of them. Merch will be another one once we get there. There's other things too. Like people don't use them that much. We got super chats, for example. All of that is really good as well. Where the super chats are going to play a role is as the channel gets bigger. Right now, the channel is at a size where I can pretty much get to every single question, every single comment in a chat. But we're going to get to a point. Let's say, for example, when the channel is twice as big as it is now, we'll get to a point where it'll be hard for me to see everything. And in that case, that's when those super chats are going to really be handy, because then you super chat and you automatically get your question answered no matter what. But right now we're still at that size. So right now I look at a super chat more or less as just a, you saying thank you type thing. It's not really necessary, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So these sometimes get a little busy. Skiz says, industrial REITs thrive despite the downturn. And that does not surprise me. Not surprise me at all. So there are definitely some REITs I think that have done it really, really well. And as I said, we're going to be looking at those early this week. Banana bread flavored coffee. I don't know. That could be interesting. Mike is throwing some REITs in there. So CAR, FCR, GRT. Ooh, could they be one of the ones coming up on Tuesday? We'll have to see. JJ, banana bread flavored mochi. That'd be interesting. That would be very, very interesting. Paul says, hopefully no one is with Cadillac's crypto exchange from Alberta. They're having issues withdrawing funds and crypto. Bittrex Global was their wallet and order book provider. Bittrex closed December 4th. Yeah, here's the thing, guys. If you're looking to buy crypto, don't go with any of these smaller companies. Like in Canada, I would stick with ShakePay or Wealthsimple. Those two where we know are in really good shape. So those are the two I would stick with. I would kind of avoid some of these smaller ones, because if something goes wrong, you don't want to be losing your crypto. So yeah, stick to the big players on that, or download it to a hardware wallet. Then there's no issue. Then you can basically take it to anybody that you want to. It doesn't matter. JB says, congrats to Chad, who won a channel membership. And Mario says, FCR is a great REIT. Absolutely. Moki. I like that. I kind of want to say it again. Moki. Awesome. CoinSquare and ShakePay are safe. Yeah, Coin is CoinSquare is another nice one. I do like CoinSquare as well. Used to be back in the day, they had access to a lot of different coins that you couldn't get on some of the others, but Wealthsimple has definitely been really improving, and you can do staking there as well. ShakePay, basically Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'd love to see ShakePay expand, and maybe they have, and I just haven't noticed yet, but I don't think they have. And Skits is cold storage, all BTC, only way. So Skiz is from the, let's say it. If it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. And that is, I mean, technically that is true. You're pretty well safe though with the bigger ones. I don't worry about it too much. But when you start getting into some of these other ones, like oh god, there's been some, like, I remember everybody loved Celsius for a while, and look what happened there. So Paul says CoinSquare owned by WonderFi. Not sure who WonderFi is. WonderFi is actually one of the partners of WonderFi is Kevin O'Leary, actually. So they have been around for a while, and so WonderFi, whether you like or dislike Kevin O'Leary, I think the fact that he's on it probably gives it a little bit of safety, but I still would feel safer on either ShakePay or Wealthsimple. Would you consider HEQL or EQCL with leverage for 2024, or would it be better to wait till rates lower? I'm always a little hesitant with leverage. Leverage is fantastic when things are going your way because you're making money faster, but the dark side on that is when things are not going your way, you're losing money twice as fast, or depending on how much leverage you have. What I would say is if you're going to be doing any kind of investing with leverage, you want to be watching it like a hawk. You also want to kind of know what you're doing. Like for myself, when I use anything with leverage, so for example, a lot of times inverse ETFs have some leverage. When I use those, I use them for shorter time frames. Like if I know, for example, let's say I wanted to play the inverse for oil, and I know oil is in a big slide, I will probably get in and get out same day. I'm not going to leave it overnight because, all it would take is for oil to turn around, for OPEC to come out and say something, and next thing you know, things are not looking so great. All right. Oops, I guess I didn't put that up. That was the question. Mara is a minor BTC. Nice move this year. Yeah, absolutely. Skids, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. And that's in regards to those, to the keys for your Bitcoin. So, all right. Kevin O'Leary does not have the best record with crypto CFDX. Yes, he has made, Kevin O'Leary has made some bad moves, but he has backed it, which is interesting. Kevin backed FTX. Yeah, it's one of these things. Like a lot of times, and I think a lot of the big YouTubers in the US, a lot of them got caught in some of these companies that they were backing. When I get a sponsor, and this is kind of one of these things, like I have turned sponsors down already because they've been in products that I just do not believe in. There was one I came close to, but they kind of wanted me to do a whole bunch of stuff for next to nothing, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So, and I won't mention who they are because I don't want to downgrade them. I think it was, I don't blame the company because the company hired somebody to get it done, and it was that third party group that were trying to sort of pull out some prices nice and low. All right, so we're coming up to the end here, guys. So I'm just I'll answer a couple last questions. So Larry has ETFs too. Never hear of them doing great. He does. I can't remember what he has one kind of an ETF. I think from my understanding, you could only get it in the US. But we'll have to, I can't remember what it was, Paul. Don't be compromised. Stay true. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. You're never going to come on here and see me pitching something that I don't believe in. When I do get a sponsor, it's going to be a product, a stock, who knows, but it will be something that I definitely believe in, that I'm willing to, if I'm not willing to use it, like if somebody tries to pitch me, wants me to pitch some kind of crazy thing, if I don't use it, I'm not doing it. It's as simple as that. And Chad says, I think he got paid 15 million to do so. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Now, I mean, I'd love to get paid 15 million to promote something, but I still want to have my integrity for it. So anyway, everybody, holy cow, we went a full 40 minutes today. So far, we're failing at hitting the bell on time. We're failing to keep these down to 20 to 30 minutes. Actually, I think I said 15 to 20 minutes originally, but that's okay. You know what? You guys have been awesome. This has been a fantastic crowd. So I don't mind it. As you guys keep showing up, I'll do a little bit longer. It's as simple as that. All right. So let's see. No Hamilton or Harvest covered call videos. Not unless they let me tell. Unless they let me tell it the way it is. I'm not going to be a shill. But if Harvest were to say, "Hey, you can do a video and you can tell them exactly what you feel and give me no restrictions," maybe. But still, I think they wouldn't let me because I'm not super pro covered call. I mean, they have their place, and and we'll talk about that as well. And Eskis says, my morals could be compromised for 15 million. And Paul saying thanks and bye. And we'll leave it on Paul's. So anyway, guys, we'll be back here again tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. It'll be fun. It'll be fantastic. Another free membership. Until then, everybody, take care.